Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Personal Power Circle Talks with Roxane. We are going to spend some quality time here. I love quality time, where I'm going to speak my personal truth, speaking from the womb, heart, throat, rather from the mind, and explore the messy parts of personal growth. I'm Roxane, an Ayurvedic practitioner and creator and Reiki master with over a decade experience in personal growth. As you get to know me, I'm a deep person, empath, love to reflect and contemplate about life. In this series, I will talk about the chakra system, an ancient Indian philosophy system, and it helped me to understand emotions better. And once diving deeper in the system, it is a beautiful framework to understand your energy system and so much more. In this one, we focus on the second chakra, called Sacral or Svadhisthana in Sanskrit. I always have my notes here. So briefly, what is chakra? Like I said before, it's an ancient Indian philosophy, and then in the texts from the Vedas and Upanishads, they mention we have energy channels in our bodies, also called the nadis, and energy centers. And the word chakra means wheel. We have 7 main chakras and 12 sub-chakras in our energy body. In this series, I will just mention the 7. And these chakras are vortexes of energy that reflect different needs, ways of communicating, ways of feeling and viewing the world. And we are born with all the chakras present, but they activate during more fully at the certain life stages. So that's also really a nice framework to look at the ages. So the sacral system, it represents the ages from 6 months to 2.5, and it reactivates at age 7 till 9, and it reactivates at age 15. And so let's look at the atomical locations. So it's the navel, the mid lower abdomen, the pelvis, which is like 5 centimeters below your belly button, the lower back, and your sexual organs. The body functions are the procreation, the reproduction, and the body system is the reproductive organs, the immune system, the large intestine, the lymph system, the prostate gland, and bladder. And endocrine glands are the ovaries and the testes. And the organs, obviously, the reproductive male and female. And the element that it's connected to is water. And the color is orange. And this whole theme is really the sexuality, creativity, emotional stability. And let's focus more on the emotions. So once this chakra is balanced, you feel brave, you feel passionate, energetic, outgoing, confident, considerate, creative, spontaneous, excited, happy and kind and happy, connected to life. And once the emotions are unbalanced, you feel insecure of ourselves in relationship, vulnerability and fear in expressing your truth, feeling betrayed, addicted, regretful, anxious, guilty. And to be aware of this chakra and to build a relationship is the first step is awareness. And one way, the simple way, is just to journal. So think about or contemplate about how is your relationship with your womb? Can you feel the womb? And journal 6 to 2.5 years old, and look at the ages from 7 till 9 years old. Look at ages of 15 years old. And what happened during that time? Do you remember certain life events, your emotions? What was going through that time? And since I document my personal growth, I use myself as the case study. So here are some examples through my lifetime. So in my case, from 6 months to 2.5 years old, again, I don't know the situation since I am adopted. I was adopted when I was 3.5, so I don't remember that period. Now, meditating on it, I can say that I felt during that time really suppressed, numbed out, just grief, sadness, loneliness, abandonment. Now, looking at age 7, so a moment of time was, the death of my white cat. That was the first encounter to death. Obviously, a lot of sadness, but at the same time, I kind of understood in a way. That's how life works. So I had this deep sense of peace with death. I had no fear in a way. And then another moment at age 7, I went to ballet lessons for a brief moment, and then after the class, you were allowed to freestyle. And always when I had to freestyle, I just felt unsafe. Exact same feeling when I was 4 years old, playing in a drama performance class to be a tree. I just didn't like it. Just a lot of fear of being seen and safety, and not confident, I must say. And then at age 8, there was a moment I remember. There was a period that I was asking a lot of deep questions to my parents, and then especially to my mom, about this topic about God or universe, or about going to church. And so I asked that deep question, and then my mother responded in a way, looking back, she didn't know the answer either. So she just responded at that moment, from her perspective, just go to church. And from that moment on, to stop asking questions, just figure your things your own way. And then that was also the time that I stopped just speaking, and not asking curious questions. And that felt quite, in a way, lonely or disconnecting. So overall, looking at it, it was just fear of speaking up. I would not say something. I would not say something because I would just be too much judged. And I had that limiting belief that, if I don't act normally, then I will send back to China. It's crazy how the mind creates stories, which is not true. So for a long, long, long time, I had this belief I need to be perfect so I won't get sent away, and just be this obedient kid, the good girl cloak. And then let's look at age 15. So there was a moment I preferred to be friends with guys because already I noticed during that time there was so much trauma with girls that I preferred guys, just simpler and easier. But it does say something that, okay, maybe at that moment I just didn't want to face my own drama, which makes sense at this age of 15, you know? And then there was another moment, um, yeah, that I didn't like when people copy me. Now, now that I've been contemplating about it, and it's really back to this theme of the sacral, like this insecurity, like I must say from my childhood or still up till now, or I'm still working on it. Well, now I'm a lot more confident, but back in schools I was so insecure, and I just had this limiting belief of if people copy me, they're not authentic. But at the end of the day, it's just really a mirror of like, okay, I was not secure and confident at all. And there was also a period that around that time that my parents got divorced. So that was also a big moment. And let me see. And also, yeah, at that time I was also in my free time, I just spent most of my time in my room alone. I guess in a way numbing myself, watching movies or TV shows or reading books. And yeah, it's just, yeah, numbing myself out, not really connecting with my womb, I would say. And yeah, and with this just being said, like that, yeah, that was just really with my parents' divorce and all that's coming up. And then leading up to age 16, it was just for me at that moment, it's still a blur. It's crazy what your mind can do or your body, and it was just a way of protecting. But now, you know, and that's why I'm encouraging you also just to start journaling what was going on and really journal really honestly, even though it might be really scary or to see on paper what really went through. It really helps to just to give more information about your a relationship with yourself and just to understand yourself better, which is one of the greatest thing to do. And so, yeah, so overall, it's really this insecure theme of, yeah, insecure with myself, insecure in relationships, also with insecure about learning that my parents got divorced, like really unsure about that. And the vulnerability of fear and expressing my truth as well came up during this time period of the sacral. Yeah, so based on these examples, I hope this kind of, and it really helped me if you just create this overview for yourself, that you eventually start to recognize certain patterns. And if you are watching this, or if you've been here, if you're listening to this far, it means that you're also a pattern breaker, you know, and it's good to be aware what your patterns are, because then you can take aligned action to change this pattern. And it's true, doing this work, it's endless, but once you keep on doing it, it can be fun. And I'm on the verge that I am enjoying it. Some days are like tough times. Some other days it's like, oh, aha moment, or oh, wow, I recognize a pattern, which is really fulfilling. So yeah, based on these examples, it helped me to understand bringing things into perspective. It's like really a therapy session for free, super simple, with your notebook, and just observe what's going on and don't be too attached. Just observe. And doing this work for a long time, we're here to change patterns and conditioning. And the first step is to be aware. And once you're aware of things, the messy parts, you can take aligned action to release those things, that's no longer serving you. And one way of supporting that is to be aware. And Reiki is a tool to do that so. And I am really honored to share and serve people with Reiki. It really supported my grief process and understanding my conditioning and patterns, and to be more aware. So I'm calling in 3 people who want to experience an in-person Reiki session with me in Amsterdam. You can book the session on my website, personalpowercircle.com. If you have reached this far, I appreciate you. I see you. You are enough. And see you in the next one. Bye.